Right. So I think this issue of LGBTQ, because it is a more all-embracing issue and it has a lot of tentacles and it has a lot of details, I'll just comment on it in a more slightly more detailed way, because it's not just a simple way. I mean, it's not just a simple question of going to a university where you'll find people of this community. In fact, these people are present everywhere. They are present among in your neighbors. They are present in your classroom. They are present in your faculty, teachers. They could be among your friends. So it's like a society in which you're living among such people. So I think that I would like to say that there are two points initially that we need to first address, and the first of them relates to a basic and grave mistake which we Muslims are making. And the second point relates to another mistake which the West is making. So I'd like to point out that both these mistakes first need to be rectified, and then we can move ahead regarding our differences of opinion. First is that Muslims are generally instilled with a lot of hate, anger, malice, venom for people who belong to this community. And I think it is totally unfounded. They are creatures of God, they are people who have been created by God, they have been given the freedom to choose whatever orientation they would like to. And it is for God to judge who they are and what they will be in the hereafter. But as far as in this world is concerned, we should respect them, we should not hate them. We should not dissociate ourselves from them. We should not boycott them. I mean, we should treat them the way we treat any other individual. So you see, you'll find so many people amongst your friends and your neighbors and your other acquaintances who have extramarital relations. I mean, they have outside wedlock relations. How do you deal with them? I mean, you deal with them normally. We know that he's a person who's an adulterer. So just as we regard other people who are doing certain sins to be part of our society, I think the LGBTQ community is also no different. So therefore, the basic element that we need to change here is to show that disrespect that we often have for them, the hate that we have for them. And I think this is one of the things that has been transferred to your generation maybe, and to the previous one by our tradition. So traditionally, there is this tremendous hate which is inborn with them. I think this is totally not correct. And the Quran, let me tell you an example from the Quran, which shows how God Himself is tolerant. I mean, regarding such practices, we know that the greatest sin in Islam is polytheism, shirk. And God says, I'm not going to forgive anything. I mean, if I'm going to forgive anything, it could be other things, but I'm not going to forgive polytheism. But if you have polytheistic parents, God says, Sahib huma fid dunya ma'rufa, which means that don't run away from them, don't hate them, but live with them in a courteous way. So, if God is so tolerant about polytheism, which He's not going to forgive in the hereafter, but if this is something which is practiced by your parents, He doesn't say that you hate them or to be spiteful to them. You live with them in a courteous way. So if this is the situation with polytheism, I think we should draw a lesson that people who are doing other sorts of wrong behavior or indulging in other sorts of wrong behavior, it is even more important that we don't run away from them or we don't despise them. In fact, the words of the Quran for the parents are that be courteous and polite and kind to them if they are polytheistics. I mean, they follow polytheistic beliefs. So I think that as Muslims, we should respect their view and we should agree to disagree. We should tell them that as far as our view is concerned, we respect what you think, but we don't agree with you. And we would support you in your rights. But supporting you doesn't mean that we agree with you. And when I say support you in your rights, it means that there should be no discrimination shown against the LGBTQ community. I mean, it's like saying that Afro Americans, maybe, or the First Nations of various countries, they should be discriminated. Just as you would not like them to be discriminated, you would not like that the LGBTQ community should also be discriminated. You see, formerly, many years ago, they had this discrimination heaped upon them. For example, they would be hated, they would not be given jobs, they would not be, if they expressed their orientation, they would be bullied, etc. So basically, this is a reaction to that which has happened. So I would say that the second important area in which the West needs to maybe rectify its attitude, the first one is the Muslim camp, in which they must do away with this hate behavior. The second thing is that the Western camp has gone to the other extreme. And if there is a person who differs with them regarding this issue, they don't tolerate his existence or her existence. And it is here that we need to remind them that you are the champions of liberty, freedom, and freedom of expression. So you should grant us the right to differ with you. So you see, what has happened is that something which they championed, and which they, in fact, we should acknowledge that they are the ones who gave impetus to the fact that everyone is entitled to his or her opinion, isn't that? But in this matter, in this particular matter, if you hold a different opinion from them, they will come after you. So we need to remind them that, well, this is a lesson that you taught us and now you are going against. So I think if the West realizes this, that people can have a difference of opinion, the way we can have with them, and on the other hand, Muslims are able to understand that, look, whatever their orientation, it is for them to choose. And you see, God has made this earth or this world in a way that He has not, I mean, He has given everyone the opportunity to do whatever he or she would like. Just the other day, I was giving this example that there are people who worship Satan. They have incestuous relations and in Satan worship, in devil worship. I mean, God has even tolerated their existence in this world. So if things can go as far, I think we should leave this matter to God. And if the people have a different view of life, a different orientation, it's for them to choose. As far as we are concerned, we should mind our own business. And if you, for example, if you're going to a community college or a college of arts in which you'll find these people around you, just take it as a normal thing, because in a few years, the way you'll find them in the college in large numbers, you'll find them in large numbers in the society as well. So you just cannot run away from the society. So I think the way is to show respect to them. If you show respect, you will earn respect. And at the same time, just continue with your education the way you are. Yes, I understand the discomfort that you might have. Everyone would have that discomfort. But you see, whenever you feel that discomfort, and whenever you feel that discomfort is because of the wrong attitude that they have, immediately concentrate on some of the wrong attitude that we might have. You see, if we concentrate on our sins and our flaws, because if they have sins and flaws in a certain sphere, we might be having them in another sphere. So just we should turn our attention to our own well-being, to our own self-improvement, and concentrate on our own personality.